And back at Martinsville Speedway for all the news and notes about motorsports. How about RPM today? Tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Host Whit Watson will be there. Then Whit will be back at 10 Eastern time tomorrow night for RPM tonight. And of course, weeknights, join our buddy John Kernan for all the news and notes on motorsports action around the world. RPM today, tonight, and of course, weeknights at 6:30 Eastern time. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Well, how about some race strategy unfolding? Let's check in down with Ray Dunlap.
Well, Jerry, I think Ted Musgrave may have already won this race today. He has made his way back up to 12th after the last pit stop, but guess what? That pit stop was on lap 88, and they say they have enough fuel. They do not need to stop again. Now, all the other guys that are up front, including Mike Bliss, Rick Crawford, and Jason Leffler, are screaming about getting new tires, and they're going to need fuel pretty soon. But Musgrave can go the distance. I think he may stay out if we get another caution.
That could be very interesting. They were talking about when the window opens up here. There's a new leader, Mike Bliss. Bliss last led a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at California back in October of 1999. He is back full-time. And here is Randy Tolsma, who has spun the Team Marine Chevy around. And that will bring out caution for the 7th time today. And Tolsma used Team Marine Chevy up across the curbing down in between turns 1 and 2 here on lap 122. So we are 3 laps shy of the halfway point.
Doc, we're going to see all the rest of the guys pit. What Ray was talking about with Bliss and Dennis Setzer, Rick Crawford, Jason Leffler screaming for tires. They're going to get their chance to get them. But if Ted Musgrave stays out, like Ray said, then he's probably going to inherit the lead, and then we'll see if these guys can get by him.
There is Tolsma's truck, I should say, getting back underway. Caution 7 times thus far, and we're just still laps shy of the halfway. Jason Small pulling up alongside. There is Mike Bliss, the leader, the IWX Chevrolet. Mike Dolan in the pace truck pulls on Mike Bliss, will lead him around, and we are anticipating pit stops if we have a chance. They've already gone by the pit entrance. You're wondering why they're not ducking on the pit road there. The pit entrance is actually over in turn 3. And the pits are closed. They have Don Barry over there waving that red flag. There's Don with a big yellow cross across it. That's the pit open and close sign. They will. And for those that haven't tuned in thus far this year, and we've only had 2 events, here are the new rules on pit stops in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. 4 tires can be changed. 7 crew members allowed over the wall. They must wear helmets. NASCAR's #1 priority on the track and off is safety. And teams are limited to, of course, 1 jacket, 2 air wrenches. And even the officials wear the helmets. They have ear protection there with the headset radios and the helmets. Trying to make sure everyone is as safe as possible.
We saw the green flag wave, so the pit road is open, and here come the leaders.
Here's Rick Crawford headed down to Rock and Ray Stockus. Let's head down to Amy.
Well, Rick Crawford has not had very much to complain about the entire time. In fact, he was thinking ahead for this race yesterday. During happy hour, he only went half of the time to try to save those all-important brakes, and it seems to be paying off so far. Goes around for right side tires. They're anticipating a 4-tire stop. Just behind him is the 33 of Andy Petrie, who again been screaming for those 4 tires, and he'll get them. Ray Dunlap.
Good pit stop so far for Mike Bliss's crew. We've got Dave Fuge on the front and a replacement tire changer. Gerald Shire's on the rear. And they are going to not make any adjustments. On the 2 truck over here, they got held up just a little bit. New 2-tire change right there. They did 4 on the 2. Back to Amy.
Well, Andy Petrie had some trouble. The trouble was getting into his box. The front of your truck must be in the box. Now, the right rear can be out, but the front must be in. And he was over the line, had to back up, then put the left side tires on. A costly stop for Andy Petrie.
And we are working caution for the 2nd time as we are at the halfway point, just past the halfway point of the Advanced Auto Parts 250. Back with more in a moment. And back at Martinsville Speedway in Virginia, there's Kenny Schrader in the Federated Auto Parts Chevrolet. Now, a moment ago, Kenny was on pit road, had to actually come back in because they had a problem in the pits with getting the truck fuel.
We saw the damage from that earlier altercation. You see, it's buckled the sheet metal right around the fuel filler. That's where the fuel filler is. You see the gas man right there. You see the catch man trying to lift that thing up and get the sheet metal away from the fuel filler so he can put it in there. You watch, you're going to see fuel splash At this point, they're not going to know whether they got enough fuel in this thing or not.
And the catch can's on it. That's our onboard side camera that's right there back by the left rear tire. First time we've ever had a camera back there, and it's got a great view of them trying to get fuel in. Take a look at our Craftsman pit summary. Before and after their pit stops, see Bliss came out 8th. Setzer lost 3 spots. But Ted Musgrave stayed out. You remember Ray Dunlap say they had pitted on lap 88, so he's going to stay out and try to win one here at Martinsville. Second page of our Craftsman pit summary. See, Kenny Schrader had to make 2 pit stops. He ended up losing 6 positions. Shepard lost 6 spots. Quapple lost 4. Terry Cook, great pit stop there for that team. They gained 5 spots. John Wood lost a spot. Let's check in at the Menards pit on the Matt Crafton situation, Amy.
Well, we had thought that Matt Crafton may have come down and taken 2 tires. Instead, crew chief Jerry Cook decided we're going to take no tires. They came down, they gave him a bunch of fuel, and Matt Crafton came out 2nd. Ray.
Amy, for the 60 truck, it was up 2 rounds on the track bar and 4 tires. Travis Popple says this truck is very, very good. We'll see how he restarts.
All right, guys, great pit strategy by Jerry Cook and company in the Duke Thorson pits for Matt Crafton. Musgrave stayed out. They're wrestling toward the front to try to stay on the lead lap.
Some of these guys are on the tail end of the lead lap. That's our leader right there, the number 1 truck. Here he is, Ted Musgrave. The other trucks are laps down, trying to get laps back.
Our Mopar Dodge Mopar bumper cam, will they get used as a little bit of a bumper?
Look out, Ted, look out.
Ryan Rose.
That's the danger, Doc, when you use that front bumper to make you give you a little room. Watch this.
And Brian Rose goes right up into the side of Ted Musgrave and runs him all the way up across the racetrack.
3 wide, you're good on 2.
And meanwhile, Terry Cook has taken the lead. The 29 of Terry Cook is now being shown as our leader. Matt Crafton in 2nd spot, pushing and shoving NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series style. And these fans are enjoying it here at Martinsville Speedway.
Great move by Terry Cook. The reason he got so much track position, he changed 2 tires on his last pit stop, we think. So that's why he jumped all the way up to the 3rd position on the restart. And then when Ted Musgrave was having his trouble, Terry Cook took advantage of it, grabbed the lead.
Power Stroke diesel colors for Terry Cook, who finished 3rd here a year ago. Terry started back in 7th spot.
There's another shot of what happened. Brian Rose on the inside goes in the corner very, very hard. Could not turn the truck down to the bottom of the racetrack. Forces Ted Musgrave up. You see Terry Cook, bottom of the screen, get by. And there's Matt Crafton also getting by Ted Musgrave.
All right, from the Musgrave onboard camera.
Watch here. He uses the front bumper to try to get Brian Rose out of the way. We go down to the corner. And Brian Rose says, I'm going to drive in this corner beside you.
And boom, there goes the camera. Brian Rose just took the camera completely out. So forget that side camera anymore, thanks to Brian Rose.
It was a good shot while it lasted, though.
Okay. Bill him for that, will you? All right, Terry Cook is our leader. Matt Crafton in 2nd spot. Ted Musgrave is 3rd. How about Leffler trying to hold off Dennis Setzer and David Starr? That's the battle. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Good shot out of Dennis Setzer's windshield. Jason Leffler, the 2 truck right in front of him. Dennis has had a great truck all day. We've documented the fact that he started so far back, was able to work his way all the way up. Actually, had gotten to the 2nd position prior to the last caution flag.
There's a look at Setzer, the Axiom Chevy. Same truck he finished 11th with at Darlington after qualifying 4th. Well, remember we had co-leaders in the point standings, Robert Presley and Ted Musgrave. Presley has also had his troubles today. Remember, he had to make an unscheduled pit stop early on. He had a tire going down. He pitted on lap 51, a left front tire down, so he lost 3 laps. He is being shown 3 laps down in 27th position. There's Bobby Donner, currently being shown back in 15th spot. Pretty good run for Bobby. Great story on the side, sponsorship on Bobby's car. It's the Gold Creek Golden Retriever Rescue Foundation. The dog featured as Trooper. Basically, they rescue golden retrievers and nurse them back to health, and people can go in and adopt them. So that's on the side of that car. Gene Christensen, his truck owner, should say. helping fund some of that foundation and some of that golden retriever rescue.
Good battle for second, side by side. Matt Crafton on the inside. Ted Musgrave trying to make the pass on the outside, was not able to do it that time. Look at Dennis on the outside. Dennis Setzer trying to make that outside work. Whoa, Ted Musgrave goes way wide, lets his teammate Jason Leffler get by, and Dennis Setzer.
And Setzer will slide by on the inside. Here comes David Starr by. And Brendan Gaughan, what's going on with Musgrave? Remember, he hasn't finished his lap 88. That truck's way up across the racetrack. There was some contact. Here comes Mike Bliss by. So Musgrave is going backwards. We'll have our pit people check in the Musgrave pits, and we'll let you know what's happening with our tow point leader. Back with more from Martinsville in just a moment.